Oh boy, the hypocrisy just never stops. I see black people from Black Africa mad at Trump. But I thought Trump hated black people. Wasn't it all of you people that were out on the internet complaining about how evil man Trump hates black people? He did not want black immigrant to America. He hates black people. He didn't want anything to do with black people. Did you or not just complain about that? I'm so old. I remember you all having spasms on the internet telling everybody how Trump hates black people. I was told that Donald Trump would much rather see me dead because I'm black than anything else because he hates black people. See, I was born and raised in Liberia, West Africa. I've traveled around the 13 different African nations. Nigeria happened to be one of those countries, by the way, as well. Before I was born, Nigeria been having issues. Maybe some of you don't know because news back then took forever to get from point A to point B. Any African within the West African states or whatever it is, if they want to be honest, they will be very honest by telling you that Christians been on a life in Nigeria by, the religion of peace is nothing new. I'm not from Nigeria. I'm from Liberia. Before I was born, they've been having these issues. I'm in my late 30s. I'm knocking up 40s though, okay? All my life growing up in Africa, during Civil War, out of it, right back in, out of it, right back in, back to back to back. When I finally fled Liberia, went to Ghana, where I lived as a refugee on the refugee camp for over 3.5 years. It was the same thing. Christians being on a life in Nigeria by the religion of peace, by the Muslims. I came to America in 2007. It's the same thing. So now that Donald Trump and his administration actually got involved to talk about the genocide, because it is what it is, that has been going on in Nigeria for so long to Christians by Muslims. Now you're mad. I see Nigerians mad. Well, the kinds of Nigerian that I see mad are the Muslims. Now let's role play this, okay? Let's say Christians were going into Muslims' territories, taking over their homes, their businesses. This is happening all the time in Nigeria right now, okay? Taking over their farms, killing them, unaliving them, all because they were Muslims. Would you all still be here saying the same thing?
Hey, John.
No, you wouldn't. We would have been fighting and crying and yelling Islamophobia. Islamophobia. They are being unalive because they're Muslim. But then, when that same scenario plays out, where the Muslims are the aggressor, the oppressor, they are unaliving people. Now we don't want to talk about it. We don't want.
Now, remember, she was born a Muslim, and she loved it like as a little kid.
Want Trump to be involved in it. I'm not here calling for Donald Trump to send military men and women in Nigeria. But here's one thing I would tell Trump to do. Cut the funding. Take the money out. Do not send the Nigerian government one penny. Okay? Don't do it. I'm just so amazed to see a man who is racist, but yet he is one of the very few people in the international space when it comes to leaders actually speaking about what is happening in Nigeria to black people in black Nigeria, which is in black Africa, by the hands of other black people in black Africa, okay, in black Nigeria. Y'all want to talk about the carnage, the genocide, the oppression, the suppression when the Jews are involved, when the so-called Christian is involved. But then, when the white man, when the white man is involved, yes, we go to protest. We burn down our communities, our businesses, because the evil white man is involved.
Because their goal is to eliminate us.
We can holler, we can cry, we can scream about the Jews, the Jews, the Jews. But then when Muslims, who happens to be black, are taking the lives of other people in black Nigeria, who are Christians, we want to be zip it. Yeah, I ain't gonna fall for that. Did you know that over 7,000 Nigerian Christians have been murdered this year alone? We still got 2 more months to go. Well, almost 2 months to go.
So YouTube and Facebook both took down my Epstein videos, the live I did yesterday, the day before.
Did you know that over 7,000 Nigerian Christians, women and children, have been burned alive?
Gave me a warning.
A lot of them been butchered like meat. Did you know that? Oh no, you did not know that. You didn't know that. I'm just amazed that a man who is supposed to be racist, a man who does not like black people, who is speaking up about what is speaking out, opening his mouth and talking about what is happening in black Africa, in black Nigeria. And now we are supposed to shut up. America needs to get out of Nigeria's business. I agree. Don't send them one penny. Have a great night.
Absolutely. That's my friend Hawa. Was supposed to come on. She had a conflict. She was real hoarse one time and she overslept the other time. All right, I'm just going to play all these clips as I grabbed them.
Pakistani American Associate dari Houston dan sebagainya.
They're raising the Somalia flag. See, that's Pakistan right there. In America. Higher than the USA's flag. And that's one of the elected officials there. It's supposed to be Christian, right? But remember now, that's the Texas flag, I believe, right next to it. Pakistan, right? Thoughts on that one?
Thank you, everybody. Let's proceed.
Unbelievable. I didn't label this one. Let me see what it was.
Peyton McNabb's.
Oh, this is on the. I'm going to play that separate. That's a different topic. That's about the trans issue. So I'm going to play that separate.
Like, wow, this could happen to anybody. I just didn't think it would happen to me.
Nampa native Karina Lozano is well aware
How about you don't come here illegally? Go back home.
Of increased ICE activity in her King County neighborhood. But November 21st is a day she won't forget. She says that's when officers detained her boyfriend after their car caught fire and they called for help. No, papi, no. Karina immediately
Families that port together stay together.
Started recording, wanting proof that her boyfriend Brian Avila was being compliant while being detained.
They like just kind of boom, put him in there, and right away like chains on his feet, on his hands, and I'm just like, this is actually happening. Like,
Idaho public court records show no current or former cases in Avila's name, and Karina also says he has no criminal history. The couple says they were unaware of the ICE warrant and deportation order against him. I asked Nampa police about the incident. They told me when Nampa officers learned about the warrant, they were required to notify ICE. Karina says Brian was held at Mountain Home Detention Center before being transferred to Las Vegas, where he ultimately left the U.S. and returned to Honduras. a country he hasn't lived
got
in for
home for
years.
Christmas.
Before deportation, Karina says he worked in construction in Nampa.
He was wanting to just continue
More
working,
jobs for
save
Americans.
money, you know, start the process to get his papers and everything.
Yeah, you shouldn't have came in illegally to start with. Jeez. What part of that can't they figure out? Here's Trish, who's fighting against all the dudes in women's bathrooms and playing in women's sports.
Working dedication. I'm glad to hear that
Trish
you
Hyder.
by the women's testimony in the FC case. You seem to care about women, but in your recent Supreme Court amicus brief, you warned that banning males from female sports and locker rooms would lead to harassment of the girls through invasive genital checks. But in the 26 states with these laws, that has never happened. Here in California, women, including myself, are being harassed by naked men in our locker rooms. In my case, the man in my locker room was a convicted domestic abuser.
Chat a little bit slow.
Why issue a sensational warning about hypothetical genital checks? That the real harassment of girls is happening.
You guys can see who it is before I can. I can only, when someone mentions a name, then I know you're here.
Well, I appreciate your,
or you say hi or something.
I appreciate your,
or just hey, whatever.
Your concern about safety. I've always been concerned about safety, and that means that no matter what your gender or how you identify, you cannot harass.
I give a shit how you identify. I care about what you are. All this bullshit about how I identify, bullcrap. You are either a man or a woman, born that way.
Someone in a locker room. So the problem with the example that you point out is someone was committing domestic violence or harassing, and I'll let you follow up. They should be prosecuted. That is unacceptable.
And they shouldn't be in there to start with.
That has nothing to do, in my view, with someone who is trans and who identifies as a woman, saying that
I don't care how you identify. I could care less.
The locker room or bathroom with
either do it or
a woman. Right now, if that person, if I could just finish, if there's a person who is harassing or a threat.
How about a dude being in a woman's bathroom? That's harassing. Get the hell out.
Then,
years ago, you used to get arrested for that shit.
But I will let you respond.
I truly appreciate you allowing me to respond, sir. Listen to me. Women and men are not the same. There is no such thing as a trans. There are men in justice, and that's okay. But you cannot allow them to have civil laws. I heard you mention a couple bills you're going to go ahead and open up. You need to open up this bill and protect women, because none of the women in here are protected. It's okay. None of the women in here are protected by law. State law. State law is not protecting any of the women in here. And I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. I am a woman who's a lesbian, who was harassed in the locker room. I'm telling you right now that a lot of this is going on, and you need to do something.
I can't log off because I'm going live. You know, the other day when they cut me off, I was doing the Epstein thing, and turns out it was YouTube that was taking me down first, and then Facebook.
It's the Democrats that need to do something about this law. The trans are not women. They are.
Yeah, you get your butt beat if you're in the women's bathroom.
And they're in women's prisons right now.
If you're in there to clean it, then you always had someone check to see if there was other women in there.
So please, ladies, if you're going to vote for anyone, make sure that they're standing up for women's rights, because they're not. And if you're not aware, we are unprotected. Go in the bathroom right now, there could be a man in there. He says, I'm a woman, and that's okay. Now, I know none of you think that's
not okay.
Thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate you sharing your perspective. I certainly believe in safety, and I also believe that
it's not safe having dudes in women's bathrooms.
Dignity and rights of every person to pursue happiness.
It's uncomfortable to have women in the guys' bathroom.
Stop making excuses for grown men going to women's restrooms. I've had it up to here. You're calmly lying and saying that it's okay. That's what you're saying. When you say that, you're saying it's okay. And I need you to say it's not okay for men to be in a women's locker room. There are bigger problems, yes. But this is a big problem. No, because you're lying. You're lying. Protect women's safety. Not men who want to be women. Women. I'm done.
Not ones that pretend to be women.
Women, okay? Stop the malarkey now. You guys need to stop voting for these people. Y'all busy trying to be Democrats and Republicans. Y'all acting like dead members. Use your independent brain.
Absolutely. She's so right on this. And she used to be a Democrat.
The beautiful religion of Islam. So Ali, the son-in-law of the Prophet and the fourth rightly guided caliph, took a bath after sexual acts with a slave girl from the war booty that they captured. But what's so sad about the situation is apparently Ali was blamed and condemned for not observing the istibar, which is the waiting period someone has to wait. Poor Ali, man. I really feel bad for Ali, but subhanAllah, Ibn Hajar Asqalani was able to defend the honor of Ali. Ali was blamed for having intercourse with a slave girl without observing the istibar, but the first allegation is defensible as she was a virgin and prepubescent, thus he did not need to observe the istibar, in accordance with the practice of many of the companions before him. Alhamdulillah for Ibn Hajar Asqalani, because he asserts that the companions of the Prophet regularly participated in sexual acts with prepubescent slaves. So just think about this. The first generation of Muslims, the Sahaba, the most righteous, the most pious of Muslims, went around banging prepubescent girls who they captured from battle.
Unbelievable. Here's Trump.
Obamacare was set up for insurance companies to become rich, okay?
Absolutely.
Why they, in my opinion, I think the Democrats did it for that reason. Do you know that insurance company stocks have gone up 16, 17, 1,800% over a short period of time? They've been paid trillions, not billions, trillions of dollars. And what I'm saying is very simple. I don't want to pay them anything. No money for the insurance companies. Sorry, fellas, I know them all. No money for the insurance companies. I want to pay the money directly to the people and let the people get their own health care. But you know who's fighting me in that? The Democrats.
Yep, absolutely. All right, two New Jersey brothers have been arrested and charged.
Two New Jersey brothers under arrest and charged with threatening to hang DHS Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin. Ricardo Antonio and Emiliano Roman Flores allegedly posted on X that they wanted to torture and kill her. Other social media posts alleged from the brothers' account reportedly referred to shooting ICE agents on site.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, here's ICE carrying out raids in Minnesota.
Shields up and guns drawn, Ring surveillance video shows more than a dozen armed federal agents descending on a Burnsville home on Saturday. A woman who lives there tells Fox 9 multiple Latino people who rent rooms there were arrested by ICE after being followed home from the store. A portion of the video shows one man being taken down in the driveway and another woman running inside to her child. We're told the four people taken into custody are now being held in immigration facilities out of state. That includes the parents of a 7-year-old boy.
You shouldn't be rolling around in unmarked vans. People have the right to know who's following them, and you can see there's fear in the people that are getting out of the car in that video.
Former state senator and Lakeville Mayor Matt Little is running to represent this district in Congress. He said he's troubled by what he saw in the video and wants people to know their rights.
They certainly have a right to a hearing. They certainly have a right to a
They have the right to go back.
Lawyer. They have a right to contact the people in their lives that could help them out. You have all these rights, so make sure you're showing up and
you have no right to be here. Period.
Now, I did reach out to both DHS and ICE for more information about what exactly happened on Saturday, but I have not heard back from either of them yet. In the wake of this raid, the city of Burnsville did release a statement saying that they are aware of the immigration enforcement activities happening within their city, but that federal authorities, they often don't let local authorities know when these enforcement operations are going down, and that their officers do not check people's immigration statuses.
Gives them a chance to
Reporting
leave.
Live tonight, Mary McGuire, Fox 9.
To get away. How many are they going to catch if they tell them that they're going to be there? It's ridiculous. All right. This is where our tax dollars are being sent to.
I used my EBT card today. That's right, bitch. If you live in Illinois, your tax dollars went to me and my blueberry citrus scones that I just made tonight. They're really good. And guess what, fucker? That's not all I made. I also made some kalashki. Not only am I mooching off your tax dollars, I'm also Polish. I don't know which one's worse.
Unbelievable. She's entitled, I guess. You see this truck here? Bringing in illegals? This is into another country. It's not U.S. The globalists are desperate to ruin all our countries, make us all third world, make us all Islam. I agree. They have zero rights. I agree. You're right, Tammy. Look at that fake side on that truck. And they got a ramp for them to get out. Look at how many they got in there. Look at them. Oh, they're all men, fighting edge men. Fighting edge men. I'm not sure, is that a Russian flag or go. I forget which country this is in. It's ridiculous.
Haydi be batlar. Viking Tarzan tipe bak. Haydi be.
Send them all right back.
Guys, I'm out here, Bremen exit. Just nearly got hit and killed by another semi-truck driver. You can guess what kind of driver it is. Stinking foreigner. Nearly hit and killed me. Came within inches of me. I got in my truck, left the truck I was working on, got in my truck, chased them down into Georgia, and these troopers and this officer caught up to us. Y'all, something's got to be done. I am shaking. I have a wife, a kid, and one on the way, and one of these just nearly took my life today. I am shaking, you guys. Nearly took my stinking life. I seen my life flash before me. When I tell you this truck nearly hit me, it was in a foot of hitting and killing me.
Okay, yeah. Where's Gregory when you need to watch that one? He knows about that stuff. Okay, next one's about kids should be proud to be white.
Why don't schools teach the role the British and the United States of America played in ending slavery? Every school teaches about the transatlantic slave trade, but they don't teach about the trans-Saharan, the trans-Indian, and the Ottoman slave trade. And the trans-Saharan slave trade lasted for over 1,000 years, enslaved
I don't even really want to give them $1,000, but it might cost
and didn't fully end until 1981.
These NGOs are the ones bringing them in. They're getting all these tax dollars to bring them all in. They're making money off from it and taking down our country, and then keeping themselves in power of getting NGO money.
The trans-Indian slave trade lasted for over 1,000 years, enslaved 4 to 10 million people, and ended in 1897. The Ottoman slave trade lasted for 600 years,
but you can't tell a liberal the truth.
Didn't end until 1924, with 5 to 10 million people being enslaved. But the transatlantic slave trade only lasted for 400 years and ended in 1888, which means it ended well before the other three slave trades, because Thomas Jefferson banned the transatlantic slave trade in 1807, the same year that the British banned the transatlantic slave trade. And Britain didn't just ban slavery. They put together an elite fighting force for the purpose of ending the practice altogether. The elite naval force patrolled the coast of West Africa for 5 decades, capturing 1,600 slave ships and freeing 200,000 people. And the UK and Europe were early in abolishing slavery, as was South America, as was the United States of America, but it continued in the Middle East deep into the 20th century. In China and Thailand to the 20th century, in Africa to the 20th century. And the trans-Indian, sub-Saharan, and Ottoman slave trades would all collapse under pressure from the British Empire and other European powers, as the United States and especially Britain put immense pressure on other world powers to end the practice of slavery. Without Western diplomatic and naval intervention, these trades likely would have persisted well into the 20th century because slavery was deeply entrenched in the societies of North Africa, the Middle East, and the Indian Ocean world. And the people in the United States, the people in Britain, the people in the West should be immensely proud of this achievement. Slavery was a dreadful institution that had been around for thousands of years, practiced everywhere in the world. But from John Locke to Thomas Jefferson, the ideals of individual liberty spread around the world like wildfire. And this is what makes Western culture exceptional. And our children should be taught to be proud of that. But history in school is taught through a Marxist lens, and they teach our kids to be ashamed of our history.
Absolutely.
We can do so much better. So check out the courses I teach, my private homeschool community, and my books on what it means to be free. ClassicalLearner.com.
Yep. Next one I got, you're so true on that. Somalia fundraiser was detained, and then they got an instant mob going after the ISIS agents.
What's your name?
I'm sure that they're getting a lot of money from those Somalia fundraisers, supposedly fundraisers. That's our tax dollars.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Bye-bye.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
Hey, Pat.
What's your name? What is your name? What is your name? What is your name?
Merry Christmas.
What's your name? What's your name?
Send them all back. Follow the laws or go back. Simple as that. Come here legally. If you go back voluntarily, you have a chance to come back. But if you get caught, forget about it.
What's your name? You have ID? You have ID? You have ID? No?
So you just kidnap people? What's your name? Huh?
Feel good about it?
Yo.
I'm hoping so.
Hey, I got his ID.
The left's going to have a cow if she gets deported. A real cow. I don't know what the hell all that whistling is doing other than being annoying.
She can make noise. She can make all the noise she wants, dude. You know it and I know it. Racket's fine.
We are back here. We are fine. And
we're on a public sidewalk. We can be on a public sidewalk.
He's your citizen.
Well, they'll find out. Maybe some fingerprints or something, I'll tell you.
This ID. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911.
Get the hell out of the road or get run over. My ass. All right, here we go.
So just got out
It's
of
about
the
the
tub
trans
and
issue.
feeling cozy. We're going to respond to this friend right here who would apparently like to school middle-aged women about what feminism means. Now, I am old, but I did get my women's studies degree way back when women's studies had feminism that centered women.
See.
That's right, female
Getting
human
pretty
beings.
cold up there, huh?
Let's see who your feminism
And bad
centers,
here,
shall
too.
we? Go ahead.
If your feminism does not also extend to trans women, I hate to break it to you, but you are not practicing feminism. You are still practicing misogyny.
So as I said earlier, my feminism centers women. It centers female human beings and the
They want their
needs
names
of
so I can
female
help try to
human
get them out.
beings. Feminism was originally
name is Ice.
created
There you
as
go.
female liberation,
Oh, I see. When
women's
they asked the Ice
liberation.
Age, I
What
see
was
what
that
that means.
liberation from? That liberation was from exploitation based on our reproductive capacity, on our bodies. This is based on our bodies. That's the oppression we face. Let me give you some examples of that kind of oppression. Female infanticide, FGM, child
A
marriages,
steel bumper, yeah.
forced
They put a plow on in front of them.
pregnancy, menstruation huts, prostitution, sex
Yep, you got 3 miles an
trafficking.
hour. Better
All
move
of
fast.
these are things that men used to oppress women and exploit them for profit based on our bodies. Women wanted liberation from these things. We wanted the right to be human beings in our own right, to be able to own property, to be able to
-40.
manage
Wow.
ourselves, to be sovereign beings and
It's a
have
-40,
the autonomy to guide our own circumstances. And here's a little thing. You
It
use
got
that
us
word
beat by
misogyny.
far.
Now let's look at what this word
I
misogyny
thought upstate New
means.
York for a
This
while is the
word
same
has
as
to
like
do with
Anchorage.
female hatred. That word gain in misogyny has to do with females.
Because of the Japanese
Men,
current, you know.
AKA as you're calling them, trans women, cannot face misogyny because they are
Can you
not
say
a
squash
gain.
without saying
I
squash
am
there?
centering the gain. It is hatred to me to
No,
deny
thank you.
women a place to center their needs. Continue.
We were under the rule of a colonial mindset when it comes to what makes a woman.
Colonial my ass.
So women were oppressed and exploited long before colonialism, and women are oppressed and exploited today. Women in Afghanistan still do not have that sovereignty and autonomy that I was speaking about over their own lives. They do not have the power to guide their own circumstances because their circumstances are still guided and controlled by the men in their lives. And this is based
How'd
on
everyone's
their
football go
bodies,
today?
not based
I'm a
on
Bills fan.
their
They squeaked
identities.
by. Oy.
Feminism
Always make it
understands
tough.
that the particular kinds of bodies we are have to do with our oppression, and the word feminism and the word woman give us the ability to understand our own humanity and advocate for our rights politically based on our physical circumstances and needs. So no,
Time to think about
it is
leaving?
not
You can help persuade
colonial
them.
to understand women are a particular kind of human being in a particular kind of physical circumstance with particular needs that we need to be able to advocate for politically. We are whole human beings in our own right, different than men with different needs than men.
Trans women are part of the conversation when talking about feminism 100% of the time.
No. Men are not part of the conversation. So, in fact, these men have a lot of privilege because they have the privilege to opt into and opt out of womanhood. You notice that there are not
Trans
men
ones,
in
they're pretending to
Afghanistan
be.
fighting aggressively for the right to be recognized as a woman. They are not fighting for the right to wear a burqa and to go around being controlled by the other men around them, being stoned for being raped or being part of an honor killing. They are not fighting for that. Why? Because that's oppressive and they don't want it and they've opted out. So men have that privilege. Women do not have the privilege to opt into and out of their physical circumstance. This is simply our physical circumstance that we have to
I think
grapple with.
mentally
And
ill
feminism
men, yeah.
centers women. And it's not about how we identify, it's about our physicality.
Because trans women experience all of the things that we experience times 10.
Bull crap.
Men do not face female infanticide. Men do not face child marriages. Men do not face period poverty. They are not put into period huts. Men do not lack education because of period poverty. Men do not have problems with menstruation. They do not have endometriosis. They do not have ectopic pregnancies. They do not face forced pregnancy.
That's right,
they do
Pat.
not fear death in pregnancy or pregnancy pregnancy complications. They do not have to struggle to try to get pregnant. They do not face have to grapple with abortion and whether or not, because of forced pregnancy, they need an abortion or complications from abortion. They don't face menopause or perimenopause or
they don't need abortions
vaginal atrophy or
try not to get pregnant to start with.
Problems with their fallopian tubes or any of these things. They do not have to leave work because of pregnancy. They do not face anything that women face. So no, they have zero female circumstances. Zero female circumstances. Any circumstances
females,
that
that's why
men have who are quote unquote trans women,
they're dudes.
Any circumstances they have that they share with women, well, those are human circumstances that any other men might face. That's a human circumstance. They face zero female specific circumstances, none. So there's this whole book. I would really suggest you read this book right here. It's called Invisible Women. It is all about data bias in a world designed for men. And it's just about design. It's about the way the world is just physically designed, the way roads are designed, the way cars are designed, the way everything is designed. And guess what? Everything is designed for men. That's pretty much what the whole book is
I don't
about.
know about
so
that.
No,
probably in some situations like sports,
what women
maybe,
face.
Something like that.
No, they do not. No.
If you are not for all women, specifically trans women, you cannot call yourself a feminist.
If your feminism does not center female human beings, you cannot call yourself a feminist. Women deserve a movement that centers themselves. You would not ask any other movement. You wouldn't ask gay rights to center straight people. You wouldn't ask civil rights to center white people. You would not ask any other group
the white liberals,
to center their oppressors in their in their aims. Feminism does not have to center men. It's great that you care about men. That's wonderful. But feminism will never center them. No.
Well,
feminism
sick in the head
centers
men, no.
Female. Female humans are women. Women are centered, not men.
Caroline Levitt talking about the hitting Minnesota raid hard.
You will be held accountable for your actions. You will be held accountable for your actions.
Get out of the way and you won't get maced.
SRT, let's move. Sir. Go back, go back.
Bye-bye.
Do not attack the agent. I'm trying to help. Okay?
Oh, they'll get you arrested. You do.
Any more left back there?
Whistling helps get him away. See him throwing ice? How about they leave with taking the illegals with them? Look at how nice some of these neighborhoods are. I guarantee you they're living on government money, our taxes.
The night has come and the land is dark.
Oh, wow.
And the moon.
That's an illegal. I think this was in London, actually.
No, I won't.
He's trying to steal her purse.
Be afraid. Oh,
he's going to pay the price here.
Be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, stand by me.
He should have gotten a butt whipping and turned over to the police. Tried to steal her debit card or credit card.
Stand by me. It's the sky that we look upon.
Isn't that ridiculous? Yeah, we want more illegals here, don't we? Not.
With Erica Kirk sharing her journey with America and the world, we are grateful at Fox to have her here to shine a light on healing as we all miss and mourn the loss of her beloved Charlie Kirk. Not all of her journey has been without, well, hate, conspiracies, and oddly, speculation about where her husband is buried. Now, for the first time, Erica, who's with me now, addresses all of it from the perspective of a grieving widow, a mom, and a battle-tested American. Good to see you again today. Talk to me about this part of the conspiracies that are out there, this disturbing part that people are trying to guess where Charlie is.
Can I have one thing? Can I have one thing? Can my children have one thing? Everything was public. We will be building the most beautiful memorial for my husband at Turning Point USA, and it will be for the world to see, and it will be spectacular, and it will have basically museum style for our Charlie, for my Charlie. But can I have one thing? Can my babies have one thing where we hold it sacred, where my husband is laid to rest, where I don't have to be worried about some secular revolutionary coming and destroying my husband's grave while my daughter is sitting there praying? One thing. This is my husband.
Football team's doing?
Yes, he was Charlie Kirk to the world, and I know so many people love my husband, and I am grateful for that. But this is my husband, and I want to be able to have one thing left that is sacred to our family, to my in-laws, to my babies, and to my parents. One thing.
What are they taking from you right now?
All the commotion,
Nothing.
you know?
But I will tell you what they are doing. It reminds me so much of chapter 6 in the book of
They should have tackled them
Nehemiah.
and turned them in to the cops.
He is building a
After they beat
wall,
the crap out of them.
and the townspeople are at the base of that hill saying, Nehemiah, calling him all these names,
why it's
saying
real
all these
dangerous
things, come on down.
If you're alone at night.
Every single time he had the same message 4 times in a row. I cannot come down. I am busy building. That is how I feel. I do not have time to address the noise. My silence does not mean that I am complacent. My silence does not mean that somehow Turning Point USA and all of the handpicked staff that loved my husband and my husband loved them is somehow in on it. We are busy building. And you know what I thought? I thought these people are human. We are all grieving in our own way. And they are trying to find the answer to something that happened that was so evil. They are trying so hard. And I get that. We're doing the same. Anytime we hear a lead or anytime we hear anything, we send it to the authorities. Please dig into this. No rock will be unturned. I want justice for my husband, for myself, for my family, more than anyone else out there. So for me, you want to keep telling me to come down while we're building? I don't have time for that. But here's my breaking point on that. Come after me, call me names, I don't care. Call me what you want, go down that rabbit hole, whatever. But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family, my Charlie Kirk Show family, when you go after the people that I love, and you're making hundreds and thousands of dollars every single episode going after the people that I love because somehow they're in on this, no.
You know, I have to say it. I've never seen you like this.
No, this is righteous anger because this is not okay. It's not healthy. This is a mind virus.
I don't trust our government.
Yes, I believe in our judicial system. I do. We have a hell of a team working on this. Excuse my French. But this is not okay.
So you want to put these people back in the box where they've been creeping from?
I don't care what box you're in. But just know that your words are very powerful, and we are human. My team are not machines, and they're not robots. They are human. We have more death threats on our team and our side than I have ever seen. I have kidnapping threats. I have, you name it, we have it. And my poor team is exhausted. And every time they bring this back up, what are we supposed to do? Relive that trauma all over again? They watched my husband get murdered. I have no idea how I would have reacted if I was there that day. And thank the good Lord that I did not have to see that happen. But my team, they are rocked to the core. So why every single day do they have to be dragged through the mud, analyzed, hyper-analyzed?
You know, the conspiracies that are out there, all of the like. Do you think that there is more of it now because you do shine your light? I mean, did people just expect you would just go away?
I don't know what they expected. I don't know what they expected.
They pick on you because of your accessories. I mean, I've seen some of it.
Oh, yeah. No, at this point, it's what the conspiracy collection.
Weight and everything.
Get it before Christmas. Like, seriously.
Used to weigh more.
If you want to find and pick me apart, go right ahead. I do not care. I don't. This was happening before Charlie was murdered. Both of us have been through the ringer of people will call you whatever they want to call you. They will. But I have seen it firsthand.
They went and had
the
a
people
meeting
that I love,
between the
and
two
I'm
of them.
done.
I didn't see him.
I'm done. And if people think that I was just going to wilt away, I'm not going to sit in a corner and cry and be in fetal position. This is a duty to my husband, and it's an absolute honor, and I will never back down. And so my message to them is to stop. To stop.
And that's what we will say here on Outnumber 2. God bless you. Hold up your book.
Stop in the name of God.
Amen.
Oh, they always get a book deal, though. Okay, this one's about Tampon Tim. He says his state is well run. Tampon Tim, with the whole Somali billions they're stealing.
America, we need to talk about the most dangerous lie in politics right now. Governor Tim Walz went on Meet the Press and said Minnesota is well run. Watch.
Dozens of people of East African descent have been charged, convicted, and sentenced for stealing.
Well, watch how he twists the thing, and he calls it the reason because of whites.
More than $1 billion in taxpayer money from government programs during COVID. As you know, Governor, that is more than Minnesota spends each year to run its Department of Corrections. So I want to give you a chance to respond to this. Do you take responsibility for failing to stop this fraud in your state?
Well,
I've
certainly
seen
I take
files,
responsibility for putting people in jail. Governors don't get to just talk theoretically. We have to solve problems.
I did a show on Epstein files, and YouTube took it down and gave me a warning and all this and that. Epstein files. Then also Facebook took the damn thing down. They want anything out there but any truth about the Epstein files.
And I will note, it's not just Somalis. Minnesota is a generous state. Minnesota is a prosperous state, a well-run state.
This isn't just false.
Yeah, I tend not to believe what she's saying. I don't know.
In this country, here's the truth that Walz hopes you will never hear. In 2019, long before COVID, Minnesota state employees were flagging feeding our future as
making a lot of money, though.
Behavior. They were submitting meal counts so impossible, so inflated that the staff immediately raised red flags. At that point, the program handled about $3.4 million in reimbursements. Then the pandemic hit, oversight collapsed, and the money exploded. By 2020, Feeding Our Future pulled in $43 million, and by 2021, that number skyrocketed to nearly $200 million. That's a 50-fold increase in 2 years under Tim Walz's watch. State workers saw the fraud before it became the largest public service theft in modern American history. And what did Walz do? He slowed down approvals for a moment and then caved the second people started screaming racism.
I just stay out of the whole
nonprofit accused of fraud to investigate itself. Think about that. His agencies ignored their own auditors, they ignored their own staff, and they kept the money flowing. That's right, your taxpayer money to a criminal network. This wasn't an accident.
Well, it's also going back to Somalia, a lot of that money.
It was cowardice, it was intentional, and Minnesota taxpayers paid the price. And now Walz wants to pretend this erupted overnight, but state workers raised the alarm years ago before the media even touched this. The fraud didn't surprise anybody inside state government. They knew and they decided not to act because in Minnesota, accusing oversight officials of racism became way more powerful than evidence of fraud. If this is Walz's definition of a well-run state, then every American should be terrified. And let me tell you, we are. This is what happens when politicians hide behind identity politics instead of enforcing the law. Remember, Tim Walz was a heartbeat away from the American.
In terms of the Epstein files, they've released a lot of it, but there's a lot that's still under seal because of judges' orders on different portions of the trial and evidence and stuff like that. So we got thousands of pages. A lot of it is incriminating, kind of toward Clinton's mostly, but we haven't got everything, that's for sure. And how much has been doctored and altered?
Presidency, we're seeing billions evaporate overnight of taxpayer dollars, and ordinary citizens are being told to sit down and be quiet. Governor Walz should resign in disgrace, and every state in America should launch a full forensic audit. Not tomorrow, now. Taxpayers want their money back, every dollar, every cent. Because this is happening in Minnesota. Mark my words, the second largest Somalian population in the country. You better believe it's happening in other states, including Ohio. This isn't Minnesota's failure. It's America's warning. We need to wake up and we need to protect taxpayers today.
Unbelievable. Yeah, totally. Tampon Tim's, it's the white person's fault somehow.
A woman stood up to a bearded person in the women's restroom at Barnes & Noble.
Okay, you're a male in the girls' bathroom?
I mean, I'm born female.
It's a dude.
No, it's not okay. There's little girls in there.
No.
She said she had walked in to find a bearded person in women's clothes and cat ears applying lipstick, then confronted them outside demanding answers.
I felt nervous as a grown adult woman. I can't even imagine what a little girl would feel like.
The individual
Where's the dudes that used to beat the crap out of idiots like this?
revealed they were a trans male, which fueled outrage over children's safety.
So, you know what, guys? I have nothing against these people. Let them live their life. But you know what? You should not let your kids, your girls in the bathrooms alone.
Another woman stepped in to defend the individual, rubbing their arm and urging calm.
But what's more concerning about this video is this woman who came not to my rescue, me, the woman whose rights were violated in my own bathroom that said women, but she came to his rescue, rubbing his arm, telling me to stop and telling him it's okay.
The incident quickly went viral, sparking a nationwide debate over bathroom policies and safety concerns.
It's not okay. We need to do something about this bathroom situation. It's not okay.
That's for sure. Guys used to beat them up. I haven't caught one yet. I've heard of it, but like, say I went to a place and it had just happened before I'd been there, that kind of stuff. But I haven't run into it myself yet. F around, find out.
Nobody wants me here.
Who cares if you're not wanted? They're doing their job.
Move, goddammit! You need to move now.
She's parking her car to block ice from getting to the people they're trying to catch.
There's people in front of her.
Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Move out of the way. Move out of the way.
Move up.
Why did you get out of your car, pussy? With your crooked fucking car. I'm gonna go home and fuck your dad.
Look at all these white liberals. They're all white liberals.
Get a new job, you fucking loser.
Hey, watch how you spray that.
He's a German immigrant.
Look at that old lady trying to throw snowballs.
Oh, come on! Come on!
Keep it up. Keep it up.
You're good.
See what you get. Loudmouth. Oh, I wish it was there.
Watch your back. You not see what the fuck's happening? Shut up. Yeah, exactly. Watch your back. Watch your back. Another car. One more car. One more car. They got out.
They're being blocked up ahead. That's why. Sometimes I wish it was there, It's so ridiculous. Where was I here? I lost track of where it was. Oh. Let's see. Okay, right there.
Really, anybody who lives in the Twin Cities area, as we're getting reports that ICE is coming, that they're being deployed, know this, that
and she's Somalia.
St. Louis Park Police Department does not enforce immigration laws. They have not. It has been a long-standing policy for us.
Last weekend, ICE attempted to raid Canal Street and detain our immigrant neighbors. As mayor, I'll protect the rights of every single New Yorker. And that includes
when they have a retainer, they're supposed to keep them.
But we can all stand up to ICE if you know your rights. If you encounter ICE,
these corporations don't care about us. They only care about their bottom line. And that's why we need to send them a message that they could actually hear and that they will hear and that they understand. And that is to say, if you want our businesses, if you want our money, then you have to cancel your contract with ICE. If you want our money and you want our business, you have to cancel your contract with Trump's authoritarian forces.
Would you support any kind of response by Minneapolis police?
I don't believe there's any instance in which MPD should be collaborating with us to answer your question. That's number one.
You have to entertain that bullshit.
Representation. This is a coup. This is a coup fomented by revolutionaries here and aided and abetted by
dealing with us
foreign invading force. And people may not like that. I may get canceled for saying it, but what else are you supposed to call this sort of thing? What else are you supposed to call a bunch of elected officials who are foreign born, who are openly stating that they are going to fight the democratically elected administration in a country? What else do you call this? They are trying to overturn the will of the people. We voted for ICE. We voted for mass deportations.
We did.
Yeah, I don't know any other words for this except ongoing, invasive, color revolution coup.
It is a color revolution.
ICE facilities. You know, everyone says, well, we're focused on Newport. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing a contract.
Now, here's a real leftist Democrat senator, I believe.
Is actually looking into perhaps applying for, having people apply for jobs for a potential ICE facility out by the Portland International Airport. What can you tell us? What do you know about this?
What I can tell you is we've been digging into this, and we've got good investigators. I'm on the Intelligence Committee, and you can't get any hard data yet about this. I mean, they talk about jobs that might be,
wait
quote,
and see, Pat.
notional.
I just
but
can't
what
believe
I'll tell you, my bottom line is, as Oregon senior senator, there is not going to be any airport Alcatraz. We are not going to have a detention facility.
Or have them killed.
But you can say that, but do you really have any control over that?
Sure.
I agree,
look at what we did in Newport. I went down there for a town hall meeting. 500 people turned out. The fishermen's wives.
Now, after the first of the year, or shortly thereafter, there's supposed to be many more ICE agents. I think there'll be such a number of them that the left won't be able to cover it the way they are.
I've really lobbied hard for it, and a few days later, Senator Merkley and I were told that we were going to have the helicopter back, A, and B, they weren't going to take it away. So grassroots work
It would wake them up.
It came back, but there's no guarantee it will stay, it seems, right?
It's a valid point, but I can tell you I'm going to watchdog this every single day. Every single day, we're going to watch to make sure that helicopter is there. I've also asked for some data on how many helicopters are available in Oregon, so we're going to be following that.
San Francisco
if people feel strongly about this, they voiced it when you had a town hall out there in Newport. There's concern now that could be coming to Portland. In other words, the facility that is down the South Waterfront, that's not a detention facility. Instead, people are taken up to Tacoma. But this is talking about some
airport
right here at the Portland Airport.
I'm drawing a line in the sand that is not going to happen on my watch. We're not going to have an airport Alcatraz.
ICE facilities. You know, everyone says.
Sorry, I hit it twice. Was that at the end of that?
On a line in the sand that is not going to happen on my watch. We're not going to have.
Well, he can go pee up a rope. If the federal government wants to put one up, they can. And how the hell is he going to stop it? Big mouths. I don't know.
They are now part of, I mean, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe that they should be able to participate with other female athletes.
This is a Democrat right here. She believes that they should go against females.
Wow, well, you've got the Olympics coming to California, to LA. So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening with the ability of trans athletes to compete. But my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now, there's
my question is whether
I think giving out the money to the military, that's going to help some sales too. So the blackout thing is not going to work.
You think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics? Because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes, and they should be able to.
They're dudes, and they were very low class, not very good male athletes. So they want to play in the women's so they can win.
Really?
Why don't they get rid of the age retire regulations too? So you have a 25-year-old playing against 5-year-olds, huh? Same difference.
So if you were governor of California, you would support biological.
Yeah, is this Karen Bax? I can't. Someone out there maybe can tell me.
Biological males who identify as women competing in women's sport in the Olympics.
They are now identified as transgender
in their brain.
Female.
And you think that makes and you think it's fair that they should then compete in women's sport?
I think they should be able to compete in women's sports, but I also think that there is still some discussion about whether they should compete in the same field. But I just want them to be able to participate.
Sure, I'm sure
There's
you do.
a lot of
Why?
They're men playing the men's sports.
Out of interest, why do you think we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Separate one for these idiots.
Well, because they do come with different attributes in terms of physicality. And
so you accept that we separate the sexes because men have a physical advantage over women?
I second that, Colin.
I know about an advantage in some sports, yes. In other sports, maybe not.
Can you think of a single sport in the Olympics where men would not have an advantage over women, with the exception potentially of archery?
You know, I think you can see female athletes where, particularly in track and field, where agility is probably.
Hang on, are you suggesting that women? So hang on, you think that women could compete against men in track and field, like in 100 meters, 200 meters, 10,000 meters? Do you?
Perhaps,
Piggy,
I'm not a sports
it is Miss Piggy.
Of course they couldn't. Have you seen the times that women and men record in the Olympics for all track and field events? Have you watched Usain Bolt when he smashed the world record for the 100?
Did you know the U.S. women's gold medal soccer team played a high school average men's team, high school average with like less than a 500 record, and they got their butts stomped, something like 10-1 or something.
100 meters?
Yes.
So you think women could run against Usain Bolt, for example, at his peak, and that would be fair?
I think, look, I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of misinformation about the ability of transgender athletes.
That wasn't my question. My question was...
Bull crap, it's obvious. Jesus.
Was you've got the Olympics coming to your state. You want to be the California governor. I am actually a resident in California, in Los Angeles. So I'm very curious about your response to how you would want the Olympics to be conducted, which would be fair and equitable for women. But it seems to me like you would like to remove any...
They want to have this delusion, so they vote for him, send him a lot of money, because a lot of them tend to have a lot of money, and they want us to pay for their surgeries. Bullshit on that.
Any sexual differentiation between the Olympic sports and let them all compete. It would be gender neutral, wouldn't it, if you were governor?
Well, I want to be sure that everyone has the ability to compete.
Right, but
they can compete in the men's, which they are.
You have a gender neutral Olympics where you would have you wouldn't have male and female sport. Then you just have one that everyone could join in.
Well, I don't think we're going to get that tomorrow, but I think it's a conversation worth having.
You think it's a conversation worth having where you have gender neutral Olympics?
Because we need to understand what the attributes are of athletes across the...
It's called gender dysphoria and cheating.
The spectrum.
But you've already said that you understand the reason they separate the sexes is that men have a physical advantage over women.
Watch this representative from Kentucky.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day.
Did you hear that? Let me see that again. She doesn't feel good about being white every day.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day. For a lot of reasons. Because it's a point of privilege that I get to move through.
Go pee up a rope.
The world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of an even greater.
She's running for governor. I think it's Karen Bass.
We're missing an opportunity when kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin does and does not allow them to move through the world. Running to them and trying to stifle that and trying to say you shouldn't feel bad. So we don't want to ever expose you to something that is going to make you have to pause and have maybe some internal feelings. It's a missed opportunity for some really good dialogue.
Is that how do they get this mentally ill and get into power out there? It's insane. It's absolutely insane to me.
It's a YA book. So I've made a packet for each board member.
This is in the school books that they're trying not to let you know that's in these school books for these kids. They're grooming these kids.
There are kids in this room, I suggest you leave right now. Let's look at page 76 for an example of the type of gender cult ideology in the book. So this imagery, it says, depending on what hormones you take while you're growing up, you can become a man, you can see, with full breasts and a penis and a scrotum, or you can be a woman here with...
Exactly, William.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Double mastectomy scars. The timer...
Do you see the other one trying to interrupt? Do you see the other? They keep doing that too. Watch this one trying to
while you're growing up. You can become a man, you can see, with full breasts and a penis and a scrotum, or you can be a woman here with excuse me, I'm sorry. Double mastectomy scars. The timer... Thank you. Double mastectomy scars and full body hair. Let's go on to this page. You can look at your packet. Blackface. This page here talks about butt play. It says, and don't forget, everybody has a butt. After the train has left the station, so to speak, and you've had a chance to wash or use the douche back there, you can have an ass load of fun with a healthy dose of lube. So circle your butthole with your finger, pausing anytime it feels
grade schools.
Extra good. Just dip the tip into your anus, and when it's ready, it'll come in. You can even dig deeper with butt plugs or any object. Just make sure it has a flare base. Otherwise, your hungry hiney can gobble it up, and the only way to get it out is by going to the hospital. So suggesting kids put foreign objects in their anus. Let's go on to this page here. This is page 176 in the children's book here. It says a great place to research fantasy and
usually they cut them off by now.
Kink sex act safely is on the internet. It shows a child looking at pornography on the computer. It says
that's in the schools. It's in the schools for kids like in first grade, kindergarten.
There's tons of peoples and communities out there who share your interests and have all kinds of advice. So this is just a few of the pages of this book.
Unbelievable that even that could be allowed. But these leftists are so for it. They want to destroy the family, and then they can push them into the trans thing eventually. There's more on Minneapolis.
What are you doing here, man? Why are you here? Why are you harassing us? I was using the restroom. Why are you harassing us? Why are you harassing? Why are you harassing us? You're not welcome here. You're harassing innocent people. You're
arresting illegals. That's their job.
Arresting innocent people who are just living by their life.
They're not innocent. They've broken the law.
O'clock in the morning. Don't give you. I'm not gonna tell you shit.
Okay.
I ain't gonna tell you shit. I ain't gonna tell you shit. But don't come to our neighborhood. You're not welcome. You're not welcome.
More whistles.
You need to leave. You're not welcome. Get the fuck out of here.
I thought everyone was welcome.
Get the fuck out of here. You with ICE?
I thought everyone was
You with
welcome.
ICE?
No, I'm not with ICE.
You know where they can put that whistle?
Bigots! Terrorists! You terrorists! You are terrorizing us! Terrorists! You did this! You fucking did this! All on you! It's all on you!
They're called illegals.
You came to my neighborhood! You came to my neighborhood! You came to...
You don't belong there. You're here illegally.
With guns? with ICE.
Yeah, he's a law enforcement.
Yeah, he's harassing people.
Who's he
They're all
harassing?
citizens.
Who's
They're
harassing?
all citizens.
How do you know? How do you know? All right. How do you know? Okay. He said they're all
Yeah, it was ridiculous, wasn't it, Marianne?
Get the fuck out of here. Because I know this is my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood. This is my neighborhood.
Yep, and they're doing their job in your neighborhood like they're supposed to. They are demonic. I think the whistle's doing much other than warning other people. You know what they need to do is they need to go in with two crews. One to draw all these stupid idiots one area, then take the other crew in and start arresting other people. That would be a hard job to put up with those
I want to know what you're going to do.
Because you can't even
I'm
touch
honestly
them.
interested in what you're going to do.
Or
what? Or what?
Don't touch me! Keep your fucking hand out of my face!
Go home.
You keep your
Go home.
You!
They're looking for this Muhammad guy is what they were looking
You
for.
did this. You did this to yourself.
I'll get my
You did this
mouse
to
You
up.
keep
yourself.
your distance.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
on the
You
bottom of the
fucking
screen
spray
there.
that.
The K-I-A Muhammad.
You can pepper
Every
spray
one
all
of
you
them
want.
named Muhammad, probably. Blowhorns, yeah, that would help. Maybe, but they're trying to catch people. That
I's gotta
what
go.
they're doing is they're running interference.
I's gotta
They're
go.
running interference. Now, if they get back on the road, they'll try to smash into the cars and everything. This is how desperate the left is to keep these illegals
Get the
here.
fuck out of here. Go home. You're not welcome. Go home. Terrorist. Terrorist.
Yeah, you are a terrorist.
Piece of shit. Terrorist. Terrorist.
I'd get in that guy's face. They're warning other illegals to run and hide is what they're doing. Although some of them probably doing this are actually illegals. They just don't have their names yet and know they're illegals. That's obstruction, if you ask me. They should start putting more of them in jail, at least for a week or two.
Get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Yeah, they want to get hit so they can have a lawsuit against them. That's
Fucking
what they
asshole.
want.
You're not welcome.
They want him to do something wrong.
Yes.
They should have some decoys.
Yes.
They think they drove him out of there.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He thinks they drove him out of there.
Yes.
They didn't find the guy
That's
they were
how you
looking
win.
for. That's why. He thinks he drove him out of there. That's why he's yes. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
The process of Trans Secret Santa is really simple. We raise a bunch of funds.
Watch this idiot here. They're giving out books to trans kids. Not just to trans kids. Kids they're trying to trans. Watch these books.
The process of Trans Secret Santa is really simple. We raise a bunch of money and we buy a bunch of amazing gifts from creators. So we've got all these boxes behind us and all these incredible volunteers. And we're putting everything in the boxes and then we're sending it out. This is a very small community that is constantly talked about really negatively every single day. This just gives them a little reminder that there's a lot of other people who want them to feel celebrated, however that is for them.
They're pushing their trans crap in those books and those things. They're trying to get it to those kids.
Contrary to the narrative that Democrats and liberals were trying to push over the last week, the Brown University shooter was not American, was not MAGA, was not white, but was in fact a Muslim, a green card holder, a non-American citizen. Do we want to talk about that? Or are you guys just going to leave that alone?
Not on social media.
Because I think you guys are going to leave it alone. Wouldn't you know? He yelled Allah Akbar before opening fire on students at the university. We need to pay attention to these things. All the signs are there. The writing is on the wall. How much more is it going to take? The liberals, Democrats, sorry to disappoint.
Yeah, they are.
I'll just be waiting to see all those redaction posts and videos of people correcting their narratives.
Color revolution and how to do that stuff. The color revolution, that's part of it. To disorient them and all this and that. They're trying to get them to quit, is what they're trying to do.
Some days you guys send me certain videos that make me laugh. Some days make me cry. And today, my blood pressure is through the roof and I've got a little bit of an eye twitch. Yep. This is by far the stupidest video of the stupidest woman to ever exist in Canada. But the sad part is she's actually a majority of Canadians because, you know, elbows up. By the way, when I say this, I'm talking about the liberal Canadians because this woman's a liberal Canadian with TDS. So just watch this video and I'm going to try and not lose it. Okay?
So thanks to Trump and his tariffs, I cannot send my friend, who is a single mom of 3 kids in England, a box of cookies.
So how is sending something from Canada to England have anything to do with any tariffs between United States? It has nothing to do with that.
Cookies that I made, that I've done every year, I can't send them to her because she is going to have to pay.
Yeah, it's PR.
At least.
They need someone to get triggered. One of these ICE agents to get triggered and do something. And then you'll see it on the news constantly and all the social media things for months.
This is the minimum. $50 for a fucking tariff.
I think the left's really desperate to keep them here. Really desperate.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. Let's reiterate this just in case I have it wrong. You bake some cookies, right? And you're going to ship it to England, not the United States, England, a completely third different country. And your friend is going to have to pay something called a duty fee with VAR tax or VRA tax. I don't know what it's called in England.
Which has been in place for a very long time.
So it's a duty fee and a tax that is set by the British government. And you think it's Trump's fault for setting tariffs on Canada as to why your friend in England is going to pay a fee set by the British government? I have to pause. You absolute dumb moron who has spent 65 years on this planet? Like with your head shoved so far up your ass? Like you're so ignorant you didn't learn anything out of this 65 years of stealing oxygen from this planet to know the difference between a duty fee and a tariff on a country? Is it Trump's fault you're stupid? Is it? Because I don't think it is. I think you were actually born that way. And then the Canadian government helped with the propaganda. Anyway, I'm going to educate people on tariffs. For example, let's say right now you're a supplier of I don't know, paper, right? And you want to go buy paper from Canada. They're going to put an extra tariff on that. That's paid by the Americans. That then gets put down to like the American consumers. So as a paper seller, I'm not going to buy papers from Canada anymore. I'm going to look to another country that won't have tariffs on there so that my customer base can save money. That does 2 things. It punishes Canada and the economy there. It also forces either cheaper things so that they can make up for the tariff, or it forces companies to close down, move to the United States where there's not much red tape and stupid government so that it grows the American economy. Why? Why are people so stupid? The internet exists and this woman is like 65 years old. You'd think she would have learned something, but she just stole oxygen and then made this video thinking she cooked. Oh, wow. This is what it's like living in Canada, by the way, with these people. This is the majority of Canadians.
That's the brain of the left.
The TDS is like so strong. They don't know how the economy works. They don't know how tariffs work. They clearly don't know what duties are. It is not a real country. That was a psyop. What is happening? Like this pisses me off because someone's going to watch this and be like, oh my gosh, Trump tariffs, they're affecting England. You probably don't even know where England is on a map. I'm okay now. Have a great day. Please don't send me those videos anymore. Just kidding. Please do. Because I need content. And as I said, with liberals, it's like taking candy from a baby.
That's so true. All right. They're really pushing to have sex with younger and younger kids. This one's 11-year-old that gave birth to a baby. That's an 11-year-old. In Islam, an 11-year-old gave birth to a baby. So she was 10 when she got pregnant somehow. Or early 11.
So every time I post one of these videos, I must get like 50 DMs saying, "This is not Islam. This is not Islam."
But they also want that here with these leftists with the grooming the kids. They believe they should be able to have sex with kids day of birth.
And then, you know, obviously the other shit, like, you know, telling me I should go unalive myself or they're going to come unalive me. But I'm going to tell you what else they tell me, right? That I'm going to actually follow up with, right?
Okay.
This is not Islam. This is Islamist. Yeah. Are you confused? I get it, right? I get it, right? Every religion has their radicals, and they're not proud of them. And it's the people, the good good Muslims in the world that are definitely not proud of them. But at the same time, I don't hear them calling them out, right? Only like a selective few I see, but like, if you want us to stop making these videos, if you want us to stop talking bad about your religion, speak up, because it's the only way it's going to happen, right? They don't care what a Jew says or a Christian says. So before you come at me on some bullshit, follow up with your own people, because these are your people. Whether you accept them or not, right? They still claim the same prophet as you. They claim the same book as you. They claim everything the same as you, right? So do something about it. Stop bitching at me and sending me fucking death threats because I'm just calling out the bullshit that I see, right?
Oh, this is about the Australia, France, and Germany thing here. Watch this.
You cannot treat the believers and the disbelievers the same. Never. So when we say to have bara, we're talking about to hate, not to love, obviously.
He's saying that's a lie about them. They're supposed to like. They're supposed to hate us. If we're not with Allah, they're supposed to hate us.
Not support. To distance ourselves. To mistrust. To not have friendship.
And to lie to us.
To not accompany. To disrespect. And to not help. So obviously you'll see it's the complete opposite of having the wala. And as we mentioned, the wala is only for the believers, for the Muslims, and the bara is for the disbelievers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, how can you equate the Muslim?
I doubt that was a one-time thing too. I bet you they had sex several times. That kid was forced to have sex at 10, 11 years old, every day, maybe several times a day.
With the criminals. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when they're talking about the criminals, talking about who? The kuffar, the disbelievers. As we mentioned last week.
Kirk, I've been doing some shows on that a little bit. Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, maybe even 4 provinces might leave Canada. They're taxing them in the West to pay for the East because they've got a ton of illegals there. That's what they're doing. They're taking 70% of their wages.
The criminals.
Is what it works
Disbelieving Allah is a crime. Committing shirk with Allah is a crime. That's why I said every single Kafir is a criminal.
Every Catholic is a criminal because you don't believe in Allah. You can go pee up a rope too. All right, this is one Trump posted.
'Tis the season to deport 'em, fa la 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 la. We love ICE and we support 'em, fa la 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 la.
I think it was someone else playing Trump. I had it listed.
Send them on one-way vacations, fa la 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 la.
That's funny.
Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. The program distributes nearly $70 million in benefits each month in Minnesota alone. Well, 5 Investigates has uncovered audits that show the state did not perform required security checks of the computer system that determines who is eligible to receive this money. It is a discovery that has SNAP recipients like Mateo Halbesleben worried about the safety of his personal data.
I wonder why. All right, this one, a little warning. This is in Jordan. This young woman, she's like 17, did not want to marry some old guy, and they were trying to force her to, and they were beating her up and kidnapping her for to make him. Watch him beat her up. Dragging her by her hair and beating her. She fights so much she does end up getting away. At least for now. She does get away. At least for now. She has to run her bare feet there. Even though she's being whipped and everything. That's like the whole family's after her, forcing her. I think it was like a 50, 60-year-old man. During that commotion, she gets away. They're kicking her. See her getting away? I guarantee you they'll probably catch her later. You want to import that to USA more, huh? Unbelievable.
I went to AMFest being a Black Democrat / liberal, and I am going to show y'all what I learned about it and how crazy it is. Okay, now that got your attention, I am a Republican. I think I'm Black. But one thing that I've learned that a lot of people in the Democrat community and liberal community has told me, and a lot of Black people in that community have told me, is that they don't want me. That they don't want me. They don't want to talk to me. They hate my kind. Oops. They hate everything that has to do with me. If they hated me, they would have kicked me out. Everyone I've met, I've absolutely loved. There has been so many Black people I have met there who also haven't been kicked out. So if they really hate me, William, I wouldn't be here. I would have been gone by now. So if you are a Black, liberal, Democrat who is listening to this, and you believe that Republicans don't want you, they don't want to hear from you, they want nothing to do for you, I am telling you that they want you. I'm a Republican. I want you. We want you. Now, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I feel so excluded from the Democrat Party. I'm not trying to be a Democrat, but no one is convincing me to be a Democrat. I mean, half the Democrat community just told me that I was going to be deported. It's been 3 months. I have not been deported yet. I also had an internship at the Capitol, so if someone wanted to deport me, they could have, but they did not. So that is what I've learned from AMFest, is that they love Black people. They want everyone. They love Hispanics, Latinas, whoever. Don't let anyone lie to you that we don't want you, because we do.
Yep. Now watch this lady. She says she's going to buy a Glock so she can shoot white men. She's white, and she thinks all white men have to be shot, and she's going to shoot them, especially in the dark when she sees them. She's going to get a Glock.
I would go as far to say that I would purchase a Glock, and if you and I are walking on the same street and it's dark out and you're a white male, you have to be white for this to count, okay? If you're a white male, even if you don't approach me, I will shoot you. Yeah, I know. So, has to be on the street, you and I. Has to be at nighttime. During the day,
feed them to the bears, polar
not so
bears.
much, but at nighttime,
those will eat you.
Okay,
even if you
and you
dead,
have to have very white skin, and be a male.
What do you think of that woman? That's how sick they are on the left. They don't have TDS only; they're after us. Now, this lady is the one that's been helping a lot of people escape the ICE people. Turns out she's illegal too. So she gets arrested and sent her. She can scream all she wants. She's being deported. She was here illegally as well. And she was one of the ones that was helping a lot of people avoid ICE. She actually rammed a ICE car and everything. Bye-bye.
Espérate, no, güey. No, espérate. Espérate, me voy a dejar, pero 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 espérate. Espérate.
I second that, William. Yep. Of course, they left to put up a lot of money for her, but they're starting to run low on money. They aren't getting all the U.S. AID money. She's a mud shark? I don't know what exactly that is, but I agree with you. Talk English. You've been here long enough, right? It took a whole big operation to go get her, though. They had a lot of interference, you know. Good riddance. You should be able to shoot first, yeah. I hear you. There's no sound on that part. This next one's real cute. Let's see, I'll fast forward a little bit. Oh, man. Looks like they were taking her out in an ambulance or something. I'm not sure. In any case, all right, here's a cute one.
America.
That's definitely AI. Hey William, since you're on, what's your thoughts on parts of Canada joining USA? And neither part would be landlocked if they do that. What's your thoughts, William? All right, next one. USA launches 70 strikes on ISIS targets in Syria after they killed 3 servicemen.
70 strikes
inside
Syria, ISIS targets. That's significant. Having covered the Pentagon for a long time, that's not minuscule. And this is in response to the killing of those 3 soldiers that you saw the president meet at Dover Air Force Base.
This is a much needed and much welcome message to every enemy of America in the world that if you harm, and the president put in caps in his True Social, if you harm or threaten any American, especially our servicemen, he will hit you harder than you have ever been hit before. And so those people in ISIS, or whether or not they're in ISIS, I'm not sure, who are getting hammered tonight. A-10s mean they're close. They're in close and they're pounding the ground. This is the best thing President Trump could do to protect American troops and civilians abroad. I applaud him completely for doing it.
Here's the
Yep, cut off right there.
Contrast from similar initiatives in other locations around the country. Correspondent Brooke Taylor reports tonight from New Orleans.
Operation Catahoula Crunch is well into its 2nd week.
Where are you from originally?
Louisiana's helping ICE find the illegals. They're doing spot checks and stuff on the road.
Yep.
Unlike what's happening in blue states, more than 20 local and state law enforcement agencies across Louisiana are supporting Border Patrol.
This is unprecedented cooperation.
Chief Gregory Bavino says this is the first week of any operation where there's been 0 assaults on Border Patrol agents. And he credits cooperation from Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry.
I didn't know that's
If you look at places like California, that's Governor Newsom, Chicago, that's Governor Pritzker, Mayor Johnson, and then in North Carolina, Governor Steen. They said some very vile and contemptible things, and what that does is that empowers their weaker-minded constituents to perhaps take up violence.
DHS says some of the recent criminal arrests during this operation include this Cuban national previously convicted in the U.S. of rape and aggravated robbery.
Well, actually, the West Side has become more conservative, Mr. Fixer. The West Side of candidates, the East Side that's outvotes them. They're real liberal. In fact, I think they only have 2 liberal seats on the West Side. And well, over there they do the red and blue opposite. The commies are in the East Side, and that's where they've brought all the illegals to.
And this illegal migrant from Honduras, who DHS says was previously arrested for simple battery, strangulation, and domestic abuse of a child. Well, there's been some protests. Others here, including an owner of a construction company seen in this video shared by Vice President J.D. Vance, are welcoming Border Patrol.
Thanks,
no
Colin.
Immigrants want to go to work. I've gotten more calls in the last week than I've gotten in the last 3 months. I got 20 calls.
Now this guy's got his own business now, and he's getting a lot more business. Now the illegals aren't there stealing all the work.
In one day.
And under this operation, Border Patrol says they've arrested 150 illegal migrants so far. And as for when those Border Patrol agents are going to leave Louisiana, the Border Patrol chief wouldn't give us an exact timeline, but says the mission is going to be completed once illegal migrants are gone. Brett.
All right, this one's about the censoring in Canada next. Is what I'm doing here.
Starting next month.
Oh, no, I meant England. I should have said England. Watch the censoring. They're going to be able to go into your phone and see every message you do. No, you don't have any rights there, any privacy rights there in England.
Starting next month, there will be a significant change in how authorities can access your phone. From now on, authorities will be able to review your device at any time without needing prior notice or your permission. This means that your messages, photos, apps, and even private conversations could be checked instantly. To make this possible, AI...
So you better be a good little commie, or they're going to come after you.
...powered scanners will be placed in major cities like London, Manchester, and Birmingham. These devices will ensure consistent checks are carried out on mobile phones across the country. It will affect everyone.
They're going to check your phone for everything you're doing. And they'll have these checkpoints where they can scan your phone.
Students, workers, families, and businesses. The goal is to provide a safer environment for all.
Safer. You better not say anything against the Islam or anything like that, or you can go to jail for that.
But it also represents a shift in how privacy is managed. Once access is granted...
Privacy is managed? They're going to manage your privacy.
It won't stop at your phone. Your personal data may be managed differently, and there could be implications for how your information is handled across platforms. This isn't just about mobile phones. It's about redefining privacy, trust, and how our most sensitive information is processed. We're now at a point where personal space is being viewed in a new light.
Means they got to get total 1984 on you. Total, 100%. What's everyone think about that crap? Ugh.
As far as I'm concerned, they have Sharia law here. I was told if I talk to people, even if I put all my cameras away, I can't criticize Islam to people here on a public street in Australia, in Sydney. Don't tell me you don't have no-go zones. Don't tell me this is a multicultural country. Lakemba is a monoculture, and it is one that does not allow critique of Islam. It is one that does not allow free speech because it is conquered land. So I'm headed to an area called Lakemba in Sydney, Australia, and it's supposed to be a
some of the provinces, William, not all of Canada. They can keep the eastern side. It's the western side mostly. Other than BC, it's a little liberal.
Very high Muslim population area, kind of like Markslow or Molenbeek in Europe.
Because when the Democrats get back in power, when they get full power, they're going to add D.C. and Puerto Rico, so they can get 4 more senators, which would all be liberal, and several more Congress people.
I think that in Australia, the no-go zone areas wouldn't be as bad as Europe just because they've got less mass immigration. But I've heard some pretty bizarre stories about riots, about attacks, kind of grooming gangs in Lakemba as well. So I want to see what's actually going on there. Is this actually a no-go zone? Or is it integrating perfectly? The only way I get to know these things is if I go on the ground and check it out. So let's see what we find out in Lakemba.
Should be more than freedom of speech. There should be freedom of privacy.
As soon as we arrived in Lakemba, things were tense. There were heads turning, people coming out of shops to look at us and find out what we were doing. Men started yelling in Arabic across the street at us. I hadn't even been in Lakemba 10 minutes before someone had tipped off the media, and they came running to combat me and tell me this was a perfectly safe area and I had nothing and no reason to be there. Almost immediately, the media's story was proven to be wrong. As we went to go for a walk to the local mosque, a very high-ranked police officer came up to me and begged with me, do not go there. I agree,
Kurt. That's when the Liberals got back in power.
Speaking. Inspector Rick Ages from Campsie Police.
Yep.
I've been informed that you're intending of attending the Lakemba Mosque. Is that correct?
I actually have no intentions of attending. I was just planning on walking through the streets and seeing how the culture was here.
Yes, flip phones.
Yeah. Are you satisfied with that?
Yep.
So,
but I've seen that eventually they're going to turn off all the use of with the press of a few buttons. They're going to be able to turn off all the flip phones, so you'll have to use the devices they can scan.
Where do you intend on walking to now?
I was just going to walk out and check how the mosque was.
Check where the mosque was?
Yeah. Would I not be allowed to attend if I wanted?
The only other way is if you do Starlink and then go through that to communicate, through Starlink and then do it off your computer, and your Starlink would be the connection to the internet. So you wouldn't go through the system in UK. You would go from up in the satellites.
I've got grave concerns that you may cause an imminent breach of the peace down there. So I'm asking you not to attend.
Why would I cause a breach of the peace?
Because it's highly religious down there.
So would it be me causing a breach of the peace, or would it be the people there?
Well, your presence may cause them to be offensive, to be objective to your attending there.
And so that would be them being offended by me.
Can you not interview me? The local community walk around here without any fear. I walk around here without any fear.
Right, but I'm a critic of Islam.
Yes.
So I can't be in this multicultural because my culture is allowed to have free speech and criticizes Islam.
I understand you have your own beliefs and you're allowed to have your own beliefs. I have no issue with that. I'm asking you not to attend down there because I have a fear that you may cause an imminent breach of the peace. In doing so,
means they don't want to stop the Muslim from harming her. That's what it means.
You may commit
They don't want to hurt their feelings.
Am I allowed to walk through the area?
I'm asking you not to go down the Haldon Street.
You're asking me, but do I have the legal right to walk down this area?
At this point in time, no.
I know you're walking away, but I would like to do some interviews. Would I be allowed to do interviews?
No, you're not welcome in there.
No, I'm not. No. Just to do interviews on the street. Am I allowed to?
No.
Why not?
Because I'm asking you not to.
Would I be allowed? Okay, no cameras, nothing. Would I be allowed to talk to people and criticize Islam?
No.
Why?
Because I'm telling you, no. You're committing an offence. Why do you need to do it?
What's the offence?
Because this is a highly Islamic area.
What questions do you intend asking?
Could I not talk to people and criticize Islam?
Question? Why do you want to? Why do you want to criticize Islam? Like I said, if you're inside, I have fear that you're going to cause a breach of the peace.
No, you have fear people will be offended by me.
No, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
And you're committing a breach of the peace. I've given you that warning.
They want to put
if you do that, you may be.
At some point, they want to put the chip right inside of us, either by shot or some other way, William.
Breaking the law. Do you understand that?
Yep, I understand it. I perfectly understand. As far as I'm concerned, you have Sharia law here. As far as I'm concerned.
And that's it. She's exactly
we'll
right.
We'll go to jail if we talk to people. Mm-hmm. As far as I'm concerned, they have Sharia law here. I was told if I talk to people, even if I put all my cameras away, I can't criticize Islam to people here on a public street in Australia, in Sydney. Don't tell me you don't have no-go zones. Don't tell me this is a multicultural country. Lakemba is a monoculture, and it is one that does not allow critique of Islam. It is one that does not allow free speech because it is conquered land.
Absolutely true. Watch this.
Check this thing out, okay? This is the total inflation since January of 2019. Trump leaves office.
All right, this is when Trump leaves. That's the inflation rate then.
Nearly 30% in.
All right, and this is when Trump is reelected and then goes back into power.
Increase since 2019. Your dollar from January of 2019.
And that's what the inflation actually went down after Trump comes back in. So this is Biden from here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. To here. And then Trump again.
Is worth 70 cents today. That's the pain. So let's break down where the bulk of that pain came from. You see this line right here? That's where Trump 45 left office and Biden came in. Carry that over to the next line. This is all Biden's presidency. And this is where Trump came back in. So this is a 22% rise during Joe Biden for the cost to live. Now, this 2%, 2.7% number, that's what they're talking about. This represents the part of the graph for the number that came out today, which all things considered is pretty good, even though it outperformed the estimates of supposed to be 3.1%. And the left wants to make it seem that Trump's tariffs are to blame for this 22% inflation that happened before the tariffs. See, Trump has actually brought some prices back down to almost where they were before Biden, and in some sectors like gas and things like that. For example, when Trump left office, gas was about $2.50 a gallon, which shot up to a national average of $3.50 during the time. Biden had both the House and the Senate. He was doing whatever he wanted, passing things like this Green New Deal trash. And then in January of 2022,
William,
how cheap then?
How cheap is gas up in Alaska? You'd think it'd be cheap, but I think they have to ship it south and then get it shipped back after it's refined. I don't think they have any refineries in Alaska.
Number one Republican talking point was Joe Biden's driving gas prices too high. Because he was. What does Joe Biden do? Check this out. He starts draining the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. That's meant for a crisis or wartime, but he did it for political gain during the midterms. Right around here. Because the midterms were here. He drained the stock from 650 million barrels down to 350 million barrels in reserve. And yes, gas prices did actually fall during that time, but it was the supply surge. And they crept back up slightly until they started to go back down under Trump, because Trump policies came in and had actual deflation from that, which is almost unheard of. See, Trump showed these during his speech last night for a lot of things. Egg prices down, hotel rates, new used cars, there's their gasoline, airfare, prescription drugs, sporting events, all these. Actually, not regular drugs. Those drugs actually are way up because we keep blowing up the supply lines off of the coast of Venezuela. But all these things are down. They're not up by less. They're actually down, which is deflationary. But according to the liberal media, all those industries are and should.
I don't think they're letting them build. The left has sued against any refineries being built, and they need one up there for sure. It'd make it so much cheaper for you because you're shipping it all the way south, and then it has to come all the way back. That's why it costs so much.
Be up, affected by tariffs, but they're not.
Plus, it's dangerous shipping.
He loves the Constitution. He fights.
I don't want to play that. Let me grab the next one. All right, this is more about the what the stuff they're putting in kids' books. Watch this.
Well, heads up, we have another children's indoctrination book geared at school-aged children. This one is called Free to Be Me. Now, at first glance, Free to Be Me looks pretty innocent. They're getting more and more clever with these. I mean, if you take out the rainbows and say, sure, kids like rainbows, maybe it's nothing, and read the description, Free to Be Me seems like an innocent children's book. In a world where everyone expects him to look and act a certain way, a young elephant carries a quiet truth he's too scared to share. He longs to twirl and to shine and to wear the beautiful dress he's always dreamed of. Dress he's dreamed of? Okay, yeah, I mean, maybe he likes to play dress up, I guess. Still could be very innocent. Believe me, I'm not looking for a reason here. I'll read the rest of the description and I'll go on. There it is, the note from the author. I'm currently working on a book around the themes of self-discovery and gender identity coming out next year. Wait a minute, This isn't a book about an elephant who likes to wear girls' clothes and experiment with his wardrobe. This is a book about gender identity for children. Well, I, for one, am shocked. You mean these people are targeting kids? I haven't been telling you that for a long time, have I? No, wait, I did. I definitely did. This is 2 in a week that were sent for me from different Facebook sites for authors looking for recommendations. They're coming for your kids. And every time I post these, I still have people defending this. I still have people saying trans kids exist, and by kids,
I hear the Venezuela oil is very not very pure. It's very dirty oil.
5, 7, 10 years old, not even teenagers, and they're saying they need this material. We need to teach kids about their gender so that parents know how to handle them. So you mean so parents know how to mutilate them?
Yeah, you
so
should
Big
get some
Pharma
dividends.
Can profit off of them.
William, you should
Cool.
get some. I totally agree with that. Totally. Oh, where was I here? Okay. All right, I'll just play it.
Is no longer should drag queens read to kids. It's why do they even want to read to kids? Why are kids the audience that they're seeking out?
Because kids can't read.
No, because you want to groom them and indoctrinate them. And you're sick.
Because kids can't read.
Kids can't read. Okay, so by your logic, though, they have parents, teachers, mentors, guardians, anyone really, but why is there a designation for drag? Drag is coming. Like the announcement is drag. Here comes drag to read. Drag people will read to small children. Still trying to understand why they don't get that this is strange. And like, why are they infatuated with having to read to the kids? Why can't they read to the kids without dressing up if it's just about reading? There's too many questions left unanswered. That's really what it is. I can't imagine as a parent taking my kid to an event like this and being like, hey, Bill, you're going to love to see this drag queen read to you. I just don't understand why the drag people are the ones that don't get why we're like, what the fuck is this? That's the even stranger part. Don't even get me started. Parents, I don't know about this. Okay, bye.
Unbelievable. All right, here's something about Karen Bass.
Mayor Karen Bass just got outed for admitting that the Palisades fire was, quote, botched while on a hot mic at the end of a recent podcast. However, you can't find that video anywhere because Mayor Bass's office demanded that they scrub that footage from the internet. Well, guess what? By admitting that the Palisades fire response was botched, she just earned herself a subpoena from our lawyers for the Palisades fire lawsuit. Her stunning admission is a massive departure from the, oh, we did everything we could. It was just 100-mile-per-hour winds BS narrative that they've been spinning to date. But in a moment of accidental candor, she let the truth slip, and this mistake will cost her dearly. She has just signaled that we were right.
William, there's
they
places
did
that's
botch
under
the fire
$2
response, and now we have
States.
good cause to call her as a witness. What did she mean by botched? What went wrong? Who screwed up? Thanks for playing, Mayor
Colin.
Bass. It's time for my lawyers to go.
How bad is it over there, Colin? How bad are they pushing the trans stuff still over in England?
Go fishing.
Unbelievable how sick they are. I don't know. Let's see where it was. Okay, this is FBI raided the Somali owner health services. That's where billions of dollars went. Okay, I'm not sure if this went through last time. I'm not sure of the exact time I got cut off when I was live the last time I was on when I did get cut off, and I did try to play this, so I don't know if it came through. So I'm going to play it again. That she doesn't want to be here. That she blames her parents for being born because she has to work.
I hate when people try to make you feel bad for the fact that you don't want to work hard in this life. I don't want to work hard in this life. I don't want to have a fucking job. I don't want to have to make all this fucking money. But guess what? Another motherfucker decided to give birth to me and put me in this shit. And now I have to fucking do it. Now I have to fucking do it.
It's called eating. You got to supply for yourself.
I never wanted to do this shit. I never said I wanted to do this shit. I never asked for this shit.
I think some of these people should be put out in the jungle and stuff for a while and have to survive and find out what real life's like.
Shit. And then there's always some other motherfucker that wants to pop up and be like, oh, so you think that you deserve this, that, and the third just because you're alive? Yes! Yes! Absolutely! That's exactly what I believe, and that's exactly what the fuck I think. I did not ask to be here. I did not tell anybody that I wanted to fucking be here, yet I'm here. I'm fucking complaining for a goddamn reason.
Oh, because you have to do something, huh?
With no support. I was put here with no knowledge. And
who's supposed to support you once you're 18?
The knowledge that I was given, it's bullshit. It's bullshit to keep you circulating in the same fucking cycle of not getting any fucking where. They did this shit on purpose. I'm being told that I'm supposed to be happy to be given the gift of life. I'm not happy. I'm not grateful, and I don't fucking want it. Never did.
Well, there's a solution to that, I'm sure. All right, here's a man that records a message for ICE agents, thanking them.
ICE agents, I don't know if many of you have TikTok, watch TikTok, and if you do and happen to scroll through this video here, thank you. Sincerely, from my family, from myself, and from many other patriots, we thank you for what you do. A lot of hate. There's a lot of people hating on you,
Pat,
saying that you're not doing the right thing, even though we know, people with common sense, know that you guys are enforcing immigration laws. See, countries,
right now with inflation, I can
has
see
immigration laws. If we didn't have any immigration laws, there'd be chaos. Thank you for what you do. Family members of ICE or federal agents, thank you.
I'm going to stop it.
Give them encouragement.
At about
a lot of Americans here,
in a few more minutes,
common sense, support them for what they do, for putting their lives on the line, going out every single day, not knowing that they're going to come back.
She can quit anytime she wants.
Law enforcement in general, they all have that. All those
can't even pay for
agencies that continue to be scrutinized by this fake Democratic liberal side, thank you. Keep on the fight. Don't give up. Americans support you.
Canada will take her.
Thank you for your service.
Now thinking of the term, okay, Colin. But that would straighten them out. I tell you that. That would straighten them out. Let's see. Here's another one here.
Here's the deal, right? If I see one more stupid-ass motherfucker sitting there trying to compare what's happening with illegal immigrants being deported, which happens in every single country, to what happened to Anne Frank and her family and the atrocities of World War II as a whole, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, truly, how stupid are you motherfuckers? Did nobody in your life love you enough to tell you that you have a negative IQ?
Mad to be alive.
You should probably keep that shit to yourself.
It's really, she's mad about having to work.
Not all over the internet, because what the hell? Nobody is going out and trying to make it illegal for a certain demographic of people to exist in America. What
you could put a gun to their head and ask them, well, you want me to pull it?
They're doing is making sure that criminals actually pay the price, right? That they face the reasonable consequence of their actions. You break into a country illegally, you're going to get sent back to where the hell you came from. And that happens in every single country, but for some reason, it's only a problem when America does it. And people are sitting there trying to tug on the heartstrings saying, well, you know, there are children being deported. Yeah, and that's terrible, and it's sad. You know whose fault it is? Their parents who decided that they were going to bring their children over here in order to break a law. If we start making an exception for the children, you know what that's going to tell the parents? Oh, if I could just jump the border with my child, then I'm going to be allowed to stay here. Then I'm going to get rewarded, or at the very, very least, my child is. What's that doing? It's rewarding bad behavior. That is the last thing we need to be doing. And of course, as soon as we start deporting the parents, then you're going to have the left sitting there saying, oh, family separation, you can't do that. You have to let the parents stay. Or if
you can deport them together.
we do deport the parents, who's going to be taking care of their kids? The foster care system? Look, I get that the kid didn't ask for this, but neither did the American taxpayers. It's not our responsibility to take care of the rest of the world's children. America is not your baby daddy. I'm so sick and tired of this shit, and it's just so beyond disgusting. This is what happens when we see a lack of education about the genuine atrocities that took place during World War II, where people don't understand that Anne Frank was not an illegal immigrant, right? She wasn't breaking the law in Germany. She was merely existing as a Jewish person, and it's so ironic that the left, who happens to be the Hamas fangirls of this, are trying to co-opt what happened during the Holocaust to try to use it to push a political narrative. It is disgusting. Get a grip, people.
Amen, amen. Here's a leftist teacher. Watch this.
I just had to have an embarrassing conversation with Mackenzie's teacher because at 6 years old, she's now at the point where I don't understand the homework that she's doing anymore. So I had to go to her teacher and be like,
well, watch this math problem and the way the teacher wants it taught.
Could you teach me so I could teach her? And this is the question. And the way to do it, because like none of this makes sense, the way to do it is 10 minus 7 is 3. So then you have to go 5 minus 3 is 2, and that's the answer here. And then 10 plus 2 is 12, so that means that 7 plus 5 is 12.
Instead of just adding 7 plus 5.
Why can't I just say 7 plus 5 is 12? I don't understand.
Are they trying to mess up our kids or what? Unbelievable.
Yeah, you gave everybody else a chance. I just need 2 minutes. I just need 2 minutes.
We're far.
Hello? He said, yeah.
I'm going to end with this one.
He said, yeah.
We're going to move on to our question and answers.
We need to defund these sanctuary cities. We don't need to fund them. We need to deport every single illegal in this country, not give them our tax dollars.
Too, Pat?
No more tax dollars for illegals. No more of our tax dollars for illegals. Stop supporting criminals over American citizens, over American veterans. Stop supporting illegals over American veterans. You guys are losers. Every last one of you motherfuckers.
You did get a chance.
Yeah, I did get a chance, right? Yeah. Fucking communists. Somebody has a different opinion, don't want to give them a chance, right? You want to give everybody else a chance, right? Fucking joke. You guys are a joke. You guys hate American citizens. You guys hate.
Yeah, did you ever see what was so hard about adding the two together? 7 plus 5 is 12, you know? Instead of all the other way.
Hate American veterans. No, illegals aren't citizens. Illegals are not our neighbors.
I think they want them to be all messed up so they can hire foreigners.
They're fucking criminals.
Fancy math. Yeah.
Fucking pieces of shit, dude.
Well, Common Core, right? Yeah. Common Core.
Fucking pieces of shit. Garbage people, bro.
It started messing up our kids. And I bet you the teacher doesn't even really understand it, to be honest. All right, I'm going to end it there. Hopefully everyone enjoyed it. Programming that note, I'm probably going to do something at 5 p.m. tomorrow. And 5 p.m. Tuesday, I have a guest coming on who's running for Congress in Genevieve in Michigan on Tuesday. Probably, I don't know if I'm going to do something Wednesday or not, but I'm probably definitely going to do something Christmas morning. I'll do something about Christmas, play some clips about the history of Christmas or something along those lines. Definitely on Christmas. And then my family's also, I have 2 sides of the family, so we're doing one Christmas on Thursday and the other one on Friday. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be on Friday or not. But definitely on Tuesday, I have a guest coming on, Genevieve. I've been friends with her a very long time, and she's run for Congress now in Michigan. Okay? All right. Take care. God bless everyone. I'll catch up with chat in a little bit here. Bye-bye. God bless. Let's see if it'll end today. Another day.